What's up, everyone, and welcome to the As Seen on TV podcast for Pretty Little Liars, Season 4, Episode 23, Unbridled. I am your host, Dom, back from the dead. And for those of you that don't know, I was gone all week. And my co-host, Omikins.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's good.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
How good is good?
The sun was shining.
There was... I don't know.
There was no snow. It was not cold. That's how good it was.
What about double rainbows all the way across the sky?
There was no rain, so there was no rainbows.
That's unfortunate. So what'd you think about this episode?
It was interesting.
Was it?
Basically, all the questions that I had, this episode added about 12 more.
Yeah.
About.
More or less, give or take. Exactly 12. Yeah. So, I don't know. Like, this episode was definitely interesting. I'll start off by fuck Paige.
Yeah. Don't even get me started.
Yeah.
No.
No.
I don't like her.
I said this before when we were pre-showing that if Paige ends up being A, I'm done. Like, I don't want to watch it anymore.
Oh, goodness.
I just got this awful feeling after watching the episode, and you had Emily confronting Paige, and Paige was like, "But I love you, and I'm doing this for you." And then I'm sitting there thinking that she really hates Allison. Like, she still holds a grudge and resentment toward Allison for everything that she put, like, Emily through. And if Emily ends up being A, and is doing all this to quote-unquote protect Emily, and, like, all of a sudden I start having these flashbacks of, all right, well, Emily hurt her shoulder. She injured her shoulder. And that worked out in Paige's favor because Paige got to spend more time with her, and they didn't separate schools, and, like...
There was that one scene, though, before they started dating, where Paige actually tried to drown her in a pool.
I don't remember that.
It was at the point where, Paige first came out, came out.
Yeah. It was in early season 1. Season
early.
1, 2?
Season 2.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it might actually have been season 3 because
Maya
was still around.
And, Maya.
Yeah.
It was maybe midway through season 2, the second half of season 2.
Yeah.
I think it was.
So, I mean, if you say, she wants to be A to protect Emily, I mean, she did try to kill her at one point, so I don't know if that's probably wrong.
It could have started out resentment. She could have gained feelings for Emily and then did
Possibly.
it to protect her, after that.
Maybe.
So
still don't like her.
Yeah, if she ends up being A, I'm done. You will not see any more podcasts. I'm done.
It's not gonna be Paige. I'm actually almost positive that we're not gonna find out who A is until like the very, very last of the show, like the series finale.
I don't know. I think we might see it in like this if they know they're gonna end. Like if it goes to a point where they get canceled, they'll probably reveal it for us. In that episode. Knowing, but if they know that they're gonna have one whole full season after that, I see them revealing the episode before, like the season finale of before the last season, and then the whole last one is them trying to catch A and all that, and A like eluding them, and they have like a little cat and mouse game. I could totally see that, but yeah, I don't know. I'm no, please no Paige. So, the girls this episode, they start off and they're really hammering home that they suspect Mrs. De Laurentiis. Heat seems like it's coming off Ezra here. Do you think they can get to a point where they can forgive Ezra, or do you think he's packing up and he's moving out of town?
Well, we know that as this is not the last we've seen of Ezra, but I don't think Arya will ever she might forgive, but she won't forget. And Spencer, Emily, and Hannah are Arya's friends, so I'm pretty sure they're on the same. I'm not gonna say page because no.
You really?
No.
Really? You had to do that?
They're on the same level as Arya.
Thank you all for watching the As Seen on TV podcast. I hate Paige. Why? Why would you have to do that? Oh my god. Alright, so I'm moving away from this. I don't know. I'm running away from Paige right now. Anything that even mentions her, I'm out. I'm moving right along. So Jason comes back home. He's finally back. He kind of eludes the girls.
Yes.
Through the very beginning of the episode, then he catches up with them. And
we're good.
We're good. And nope, it's coming back. Now we're good. So he spends the whole episode, he's talking about how, like, he came back from rehab, how it was so difficult on him, how his mother's been helping him through these hard times, and he's talking to Spencer, he's talking to, was it Hannah? Yeah, he talked to Hannah for a bit, and
I think it was Emily.
Was it Emily?
Yeah.
Yeah, he talked to Emily for a little bit too. And he kind of gave them all very similar stories. You know, it was more or less the same thing. He mentioned flashback that to Hannah, I believe it was, about how Spencer had threatened Allison in the past. And there's could be some kind of motive and whatnot, why they didn't exactly trust Spencer here. So, like, this was new information to them. And Hannah kind of accepted that. And then it's revealed to Spencer as she's pushing a little bit further. And Dean, actually, she's talking to Dean, her rehab counselor, or her former one, because he ended up getting fired, but we'll talk about that in a minute. But the place that Jason said he was, I don't remember the name offhand, has apparently been closed for the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So Jason wasn't really at rehab? He's been lying through his teeth the whole time?
He's been lying, and my suspicion is that he says that his mom's been helping him. I think it's the other way around. Mrs. De Laurentiis is kind of insane, and I think kind of. I'm saying that nice because we don't know what she's capable of right now, and I don't want to antagonize her.
You want to poke the bear with the stick?
No, I don't want to do that. I think Jason's helping her because he clearly knows that she's insane, and he doesn't want her to burst and like end up going to jail or killing somebody or hurting somebody.
Right. So the girls are very suspicious of Mrs. D. Do you think she could possibly be doing this? Because you weren't on last week. Mike was filling in for you. So, you know, last week we saw Mrs. D being really shady, standing in Spencer's room.
Yeah.
And then it looks like it's a hallucination, and then the mother comes in, and then Mrs. D sneaks out in the background with the mother in the room, so you were like, okay, she's really in the room. So, yeah, she may be a little psycho, but do you think that's just her being psycho, or do you think she's actually involved in the A shenanigans somewhere?
I don't know. she's had a lot of strings pulled since Allie went missing. And I think she just chose Spencer. She just seemed really paranoid that Spencer was doing stuff in the beginning. So she chose Spencer to release her rage on. And now that she's in that psychotic state, she's doing everything to creep on Spencer. So that, Spencer really starts feeling, she's really feeling like she's done something because Mrs. De Laurentiis is pushing it into her mind. And her mind's already weakened because she's on.
She's pushing it in her mind, but not really. She's not answering Spencer.
She's not.
She's doing everything that Spencer doesn't want. Like, Spencer wants answers, so she's not giving her answers. And
so Spencer is naturally thinking up her own answers because her mind's obsessive like that. Her mind wants to fill the empty spots, so it's automatically filling in those spots with probably things that aren't true.
Yeah. But then we also find Hannah's mom. She's still working for Mrs. De Laurentiis, and she ends up going upstairs to go look for something in the guest room, but she wanders into Allison's room, and she finds clothes, brand new clothes that were just bought like last Saturday or something. I think she said.
Yep.
They're in a bag sitting in Allison's room. Do you think the mother knows that Allison's alive and Jason, and like, do you think this whole family's working together over something? Because then the police show up to say that they're
seems rather shady.
Yeah.
And I mean, now that I think about it, Mrs. De Laurentiis made a huge. She had an issue about exhuming Allison's remains, and now that I think about it, okay, she was doing the wedding boutique thing in her house, and Spencer's corset was boned with actual bones. So, I mean, the connection is like, Mrs. De Laurentiis took those bones. And she's like, uh-oh, it's being exhumed. They're going to realize fingers are missing. Uh-ohs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then she's being super shady. So, like, Spencer goes and tries to tail her through the woods. And, she ends up tripping like this bear trap in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, it's weird.
In the preview that we saw last week, we hear the bear trap go off. We see Spencer fall, and you think she stepped in it. That's what they made you think. When the episode actually happened and it came to be, you see just like the tail of her dress got caught in it.
Which, I mean, the tail of her dress wouldn't set off the bear trap?
No, not at all.
So I don't get it.
I don't either. So...
Unless it was dragging a stick and got hooked, but, I mean, still.
It's a pressure-sensitive trap.
Mm-hmm.
So unless it wasn't a bear... I mean, did we even see the trap? Did we see the mechanism behind it? I don't think we did. I think we just heard it snap.
You heard it snap, and then, like, Spencer looks, so it pans to it. It's shut in on the dress, so Spencer starts yanking, and some of the dress is left behind. You don't get to see how it was triggered.
Right. So our suspicions last week of me and Mike were talking about Mrs. De Laurentiis or A or whoever doing something to toy with the dress. Didn't really... We were thinking maybe there was going to be a wardrobe malfunction or something along those lines, because you just saw A snipping away at the thread at the end of the episode.
Like a Janet Jackson malfunction.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, God.
I thought they were going to do something to embarrass the shit out of her. And it seemed like there wasn't anything. Like, it was a very misleading clue. Maybe the bones that you said were in there. I don't know. We don't know for sure if that was Mrs. De Laurentiis.
No.
We just know A was snipping away.
Yep.
So maybe A put those bones in, maybe not Mrs. De Laurentiis. Maybe Mrs. D did put them in, not A. Maybe A was legitimately just like snipping the dress and making it look pretty for Spencer. I don't know why. Maybe it was intended to be Emily's dress, and it was... I'm not talking about her. Making it look nice for Spencer. And I don't know. We don't know for sure if it was Spencer's dress that they were fixing up.
I mean, there was supposed to be a lot of people modeling, and the girls just happened to, volunteer last minute. So how was A supposed to know that?
Because A knows everything. Who was the one that volunteered? It was Hannah volunteered them all?
Um,
To her
yeah,
mother? Yeah.
Hannah.
So maybe Hannah's A.
I can't see that.
Come
I
on.
really can't see
Come on,
that.
Hannah, she buried Allison under the gazebo.
Oh God. No. That's exactly why she can't be A. She doesn't even know how to pronounce gazebo.
I thought it was gazebo.
No.
Yeah. So let's see what else happened. We had Dean. We knew Nathaniel. I forget his last name. Something with Nathaniel B. Buzox. I'm butchering it. It's awful. Don't even listen to me. With a B. Who plays Dean. We knew he's only in for a 2-episode arc.
Yeah.
So we knew something major had to go down for him to get kicked off the show. Did you expect that he was going to be sleeping with Spencer?
No, but I watched Spencer's mom freak out and I was like, "Bitch, shut up." I was actually kind of pissed off because he innocently fell asleep because the book was boring and they even stated so. So, yeah.
Yeah. It's not like he was under the covers with her.
No, he was just
He was literally just like laying on. He literally fell asleep. I mean, like when I say he slept with Spencer, he literally just like they both fell asleep on the couch together.
Yep.
She was buried under her blankets and pillows, all curled up, and his head just happened to drift off and land on her.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
were your parents that strict when you were in high school?
No. 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 I actually it sounds horrible, but growing up, most of my friends were guys, and there was lots of nights that just everyone happened to pass it on the couch. And
That's it. I'm
guys.
firing them all. They're all fired.
I don't know.
No, I had the same thing. I had a lot of female friends, and we used to have sleepovers at my house all the time. It was mixed. Like, I'd have, like, I don't know, 3 or 4 guys over and, like, 8 or 9 girls. It was, like, slumber party at Dom's house, but it wasn't, I don't know. It was...
I always had a bunch of friends sleeping over. Guys, girls, didn't matter. So, my parents wouldn't have freaked out like that.
Yeah. It's definitely different for guys, so I can't even try to relate and be like, oh, but those people's parents didn't have a problem with it, so obviously my parents wouldn't give a shit. But yeah, Travis, which I know you're not a fan of, and
no, I don't like him.
Travis gets under my skin for a completely different reason. He's after my girl.
Okay.
Something that I thought was interesting, I didn't expect out of him, was his little stunt where he's like, I don't know how I could help you.
And then he goes,
here,
bad
hold
boy.
on, back, boom, mailbox, plows it over. Did you expect him to do something like that? Like, he doesn't seem like a pretty rash kind of guy like that.
No, which makes me think he's more shady than he lets off. I mean, I don't like him. Just, pardon?
Slim Shady?
No, like creepy shady, stealthy shady. Because I didn't like him from the very beginning. As soon as he came in, I was like, "There's something up with this kid." And now, he's been like goody two shoes up to this point, and now it's like you're backing a car into somebody's. You're getting someone to back a car into a mailbox so that your girlfriend can go sneak around. That doesn't make any sense. And I guess Hannah's just attracted to the bad boys. I mean, she had a cop thing for a little while, but
I don't know. Maybe we'll see a threesome in her future.
oh God, no. No. Don't even.
I mean, me, Hannah, and Claire Holt.
That's up to them.
So Arya's mom came back from her trip to Switzerland. Was it Switzerland?
Yes. No. Starts with the V. Venice? No.
I thought it was Switzerland.
God.
I don't know. She came back from somewhere far away.
Overseas. Somewhere from Europe, you know, that part of the world.
And instead of Arya being like super excited to see her,
she was excited at first.
She was. But then all of a sudden out of left field, she like snapped, went into attack mode and accused her mother of everything that bad happened to her is because she left and it's all her fault and how could she leave her children behind? And this was all Arya's idea in the first place. Arya's the one that pushed this all. Like, what the hell is wrong with Arya?
Arya is... I don't even want to get into it. I'd slap her silly. I'd be like, you know, use your freaking brain. God damn.
Well, she ends up making up with her mom by the end of the episode. The mother finds some clever way to, like, make this cool little speech and, like, win her daughter back over, which you don't typically see parents do. So Arya definitely has the cool parents. But if you had Arya acting like that and Paige in the same room, which one would you slap first?
I would find some creative way to slap them both. If I have to use a whole fucking couch, I would. Just knock them right over. Flatten them in one shot.
Okay, how about...
2 birds, 1 stone.
How about Arya, Paige, and Allison?
Oh, okay. Allison I would not slap. I would seriously put her in a grave.
Oh.
I would end this series right now and say, okay, Allison is dead.
Oh.
I just killed her. And then they're just running around and, you know, being afraid of text messages. Come on now, you sissies.
Wow. Somebody on the show is going to, like, hack you and start sending you text messages, and then we'll see.
I hope so.
Oh! You heard that. You heard that, people. Somebody figure it out. Get in contact with me. I have her number. I'll send it to you. So the girls go up into Allison's room while the mother's distracted yelling about the mailbox, or imagining yelling about the mailbox. We don't actually see her talk about the mailbox, but we didn't, right?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was making sure I didn't miss that scene. So they find a random bulletin board, like, in her closet with, like, a letter, I don't know, some email account, fast food restaurant, or not like it looked like a nice Italian restaurant, and I don't know, there's some other random stuff on there, but they end up plugging the email in, try logging in, and they use the name of the restaurant, which was Mama Gabusi's, as the password, which I don't know why you would ever think that Mama Gabusi's is a password. Like, I don't know what would trigger that, but they send the email to Allie, which I don't know why they needed to log into the email to send the email. Like, that just seemed weird to me. Why couldn't they just send an email to that email?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it means something like, you know, the actual email, if they log into it, it proves to Allie that it is, like, it's the official email that's been, you know, contacting her the whole time. So for Emily to have access to that, it means that Allison's like, holy shit, okay, they must have did something, so I have to reply now.
Right. So Allison does reply. She calls, and she gives them a place to meet up.
Mm-hmm.
So in the meantime, Spencer ends up coming back. She's filled in everything that happened, and they go meet up at the warehouse or wherever Allison's supposed to be. I'm not quite sure where that place was. They turn around when they hear noise, and they're just like, what are you doing here? So apparently it's not Allison.
It's not Allison.
Who do you think it could possibly be?
You know, my first thought was Jason. But if we really want to go down, and like, we don't, but, you know, if that is an option, maybe it was Paige. Big gulp. That would be definite interesting twist. But
Thank you all for watching. No, I'm kidding. Once again, 2 false endings.
I don't know. I mean, the way that Spencer says it. I mean, and Spencer says it. If it was Paige, I think Emily would have been like, "What are you doing here?" But it was Spencer, so I'm thinking it was Jason.
Yeah, because I think if it was Mrs. De Laurentiis, they would have had a little bit of a more reaction to it.
I think most of them would have shit their pants.
If it was Ezra, I think the same thing. They would have had an equally shocking reaction.
I don't know.
If it was Cece, I think once again, they like all kind of like tremor a little bit. So that kind of leaves Paige. And Jason.
I'm hoping
Travis.
Jason. Yeah, there is Travis too. You can't forget about him. He is the under. There's Mona. There's still Shauna. I mean, Shauna could come back. It's not something that they can't do.
It could be Spencer's sister, Melissa.
Yeah. It could be It could be Spencer's dad, or whatever. My first thought was Jason.
Yeah, I think if it was Mona or somebody like that, they would have said it a little more disgusting. Like, what are you doing here? Like,
yeah.
They were just more surprised to see the person, like, genuinely didn't expect them.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I want to go with, like, Melissa. Somebody, like, completely out of left field. Somebody we're not expecting.
I'm thinking, since it was Spencer who spoke out and said something, that the character is related to Spencer somehow. Jason, Melissa.
Toby?
Yeah, maybe Ren.
Yeah, we haven't seen Ren in a bit either.
Yeah,
and what about I think if it was the other character I'm thinking of, I can't think of his name. Lewis? Is that a name? Hannah's or the guy who had the crush on Hannah in season 1?
Lucas.
Is that what I said?
Lucas. No, you said Lewis.
Lewis. Same thing. I was close.
Close.
I missed a syllable.
Okay.
Syllables. Who needs those? Yeah. So I don't know. I think you're right. I think it's somebody from Spencer's. That's why I want to say either Jason or Melissa. Those are the 2 directly related people we have to Spencer.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. Very end of the episode, we see A going through registry list at the Red Finch Inn. We see that Cece Drake is roomed up there. She's in room 87. And A picks up the phone, dials the police, and grabs a horrendously flavored butterscotch candy. I hate butterscotch.
No comment.
You like butterscotch?
I really have to be in the mood for it.
Yeah, so A seems to be focusing attention on Cece right now, so I think we can eliminate Cece as actually being A.
Yes. It seems like that.
I think it's fair to assume that Cece is not A. So
I think the other reason why Cece's getting any flack is because of the shenanigans that her and Allison pulled back in the day that got her into trouble.
Yeah, I can totally see that. So next episode is actually the season finale.
Whoa.
I believe we're there already.
Already.
Seems like
crazy.
Seems like we just started this fall.
Kind of. No.
Well, we started the half season this fall.
Yeah, that's true.
Their things are all weird. I don't even know.
Yeah.
But the episode is called A is for Answers. So it looks like we're actually going to get some answers now.
Might not be the answer everybody's looking for, though. But
the
might
answer, but it says answers. So we're getting
Answers.
multiple answers.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get answers as to why A chose to eat the butterscotch candy. Probably get answers to why is the sky blue. But we probably won't have any answers as to who A is. So, I hate chat room right now, by the way. Chat room, but isn't Paige A?
Maybe.
I hate you, chat room. So, next episode is called A is for Answers, and it says, after years of questions and mysteries surrounding the night Alison De Laurentiis disappeared, her 4 best friends come face to face with Allie and finally learn what really happened to her that September night. So, looks like we are going to get some answers. Answers we want. Right? It's not just extraneous information answers, like why is the grass green, and but no, we're gonna find out what happened once and for all. What happened to Alison? So we'll find out if Spencer is involved or not. I don't know. We'll find out some stuff like that. But then it also says, now with their newfound knowledge of Allie's long-held secrets, can Arya, Emily, Hannah, and Spencer help Allison finally figure out who A is?
I don't think so. I think A's still going to be a mystery for at least another half season.
Yeah. I 100% agree. I don't know how much longer they can drag this story out.
No.
It seems to get, to me anyway, it seems to the point where the whole A thing is kind of getting overdone, overplayed. They've exhausted almost every single one of their possibilities. I think they're going to have to start wrapping this up. I don't see the show going to like 9-10 seasons.
Me either.
I see it going to like 6-7 at the most. I could be wrong. We'll have to see, but I'm just basing that off of what we know now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we do know for next season they're switching things up a little bit. Instead of the Halloween episode that we've all come to expect, we'll be getting a Christmas episode. What are your feelings on that?
I like the Halloween episode.
You just like the intro. You didn't like the actual episode. You just liked the intro.
I don't know. I like the idea of a Halloween episode because it seems like a lot of other shows do Christmas, like, centralized episodes. And it's just like, yeah, I love Christmas, but, if I want to, enjoy a Christmas show, I'll go turn on the TV and watch Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
You ever play that drinking game where you take a drink every time his nose turns red?
No.
Don't do it. Don't do it. That's a bad idea. I do not condone this. I'm not speaking from experience or anything. But other awesome information, news that we got. We actually were speculating this last episode, and I believe even the episode before that, whether or not we would see Caleb come back now that Ravenswood has been canceled. We have confirmation that Tyler Blackburn. I was gonna say Blackburn, but then I'm like, double B doesn't sound right. Yes. So Mr. Blackburn will be in fact returning sometime during season 5. We don't know exactly when yet. Maybe the first episode in, may not. It may, whatever. I don't know. So, do you think they're gonna explain what happened in Ravenswood when he comes back? Because he left things with Hannah, where he kind of told her what was going on. She didn't believe him. It left her in this like really awkward place, and then she was just like, "Do what you got to do," and left. So, are they gonna try to? Because the season finale for Ravenswood ended on kind of a weird note. I know you didn't finish it, and I'm not gonna tell you exactly. Because I know you said at some point you're probably gonna end up catching up on it.
Yeah.
Just at your own pace, whatever. Because we both weren't very thrilled with the season. We were both very excited for it, and it just kind of.
I think we hyped ourselves up too much for it, and then it was just Yeah.
Yeah. It felt weird to me because we had like Pretty Little Liars is pretty grounded in the real world, and then
Yeah.
you have Ravenswood's kind of grounded in the supernatural world, and to imagine that both of those universes exist together, it just kind of like
They don't seem to mesh at
so
all. So it's
Ravenswood
like,
just seemed like it was trying too hard to. I don't know. Didn't like it. I liked the last like 4 episodes. They were really good. The second half of the season was good, but the first half was way too slow. It took too long to get where it was going, and the fact that they aired like 2 episodes, 2 weeks off, 2 episodes, 5 weeks off, then like all the episodes left, probably didn't do them very well either for a 10 episode season. But yeah, so they left it on kind of like this weird kind of cliffhanger where you didn't really know what was going on, especially with Caleb's character. You were just kind of like, what does this even mean? I don't know. Like, what? And then it was announced that it was canceled, and then you're even more wondering, like, is it even possible for Caleb to come back now? Like, what? And then they announce he's coming back, so they're gonna have to, I think, try to explain it somehow, or are they just gonna shrug it off like he doesn't know what happened and he's back now?
I don't know. They gotta. I mean, they're obviously gonna do something, because otherwise they wouldn't be bringing him back.
Yeah. I don't know, I could see them either going into like a fairly good explanation as to how it all went down or whatever, or I could just be like, Caleb is like, I don't know, I blacked out and here I am, I'm back.
I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say, because I mean, if Caleb comes back, it's obvious that Hannah is either gonna fight with herself, Travis or Caleb, or Travis is gonna be long gone before Caleb comes back. And if the long gone scenario is a thing, then maybe he's connected to A.
See, I instantly want to rule Caleb out of being involved with A.
I'm saying Travis.
Oh, yeah. Possibly Travis. I'm instantly ruling Caleb out just for the fact that they were so quick to write him off for another show.
Yes.
So I think it's safe. We could eliminate him. We could eliminate Cece. You're still convinced it's Ezra?
I'm not super convinced. I mean...
all of a sudden you switch sides.
No. I explained myself the other time we discussed this. I'm like, if Ezra's A, he is not A per se. He is part of A. A is an organization. It is more than one person. And what you see it's just a person doing dirty work. And there's a head honcho, one of the big brains sitting in a chair somewhere telling people what to do. And Ezra just happened to be one of those people that was doing what was being told. You're the head honcho? I doubt it.
Can't tell everybody. It's a secret. Gotta keep it.
No, stop.
This one to the grave.
Right.
Omikins, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter at LadyVenom24, LadyVenom24.
You can find me down below at Phenomenon, PHENOMEDOM. You can find us all on tvcaptive.com, which we will be beefing up in the next coming weeks. Check us out for some articles. You can find all our podcasts there. Some show news. Stay tuned in for some Pretty Little Liars information as things become available during the down season. We'll be posting a lot more about it there. You could also follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Google Plus, and Gmail /ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. Till next week. See you guys for the season finale.
Yay!
I swear to God, if it's Paige, I'm not doing the podcast.
Oh, okay. That's all right.
You can do the show by yourself. you can ask yourself the questions and answer them on your own.
Okay.
Deal.
Awesome.